You ever get that feeling that our schools are, well, stuck? Like totally stuck in the past, preparing kids for a world that, frankly, just doesn't exist anymore? Today, we're diving into a huge idea: the need for a real, honest to goodness education revolution. We're going to break down why the current system is missing the mark and what it might actually take to build a new one from scratch. Okay, so let's start with this bombshell from innovator Andy Bell. Our education system was never designed to create thinkers. Whoa, that's the heart of the problem we're digging into. His whole point is that our system wasn't built for now. It was built for a totally different time with a completely different purpose. And once you really get that, yeah, it changes everything. All right, so part one of this story is all about playing the wrong game. Because before we can even dream about a new future for education, we've got to get real about the game our schools are playing right now. And spoiler alert, it is absolutely the wrong one for the world we live in today. So who is this Andy Bell guy? Well, you could say he was a master at the old game. He did everything right. Graduated from Georgia Tech, climbed that corporate ladder, and landed a killer innovation role at Lego Education. I mean, he was developing awesome stuff like Lego Mindstorms. But here's what he found out, the hard way. You can have the coolest, most modern tools in the world, but if the system itself doesn't want to change, it won't. It just digs its heels in. And this is the mismatch, right here, the absolute core of the problem. Our education system, it was basically designed over 100 years ago to create good factory workers. Seriously, it was all about following instructions, memorizing facts, and being efficient. But what does the world need today? Critical thinking, complex problem solving, real creativity. The very skills that the old system was never, ever designed to teach. Get this. An MIT report found that a whopping 60% of the jobs that exist right now, they didn't even exist back in 1940. Think about that. The world has just completely transformed, but we're still running our schools using a playbook from a totally different era. It's a massive disconnect, and honestly, we just can't afford to ignore it anymore. So for Andy Bell, just tinkering around the edges wasn't going to cut it anymore. He knew that. And then something happened. A huge personal crisis that gave him this incredible, almost brutal sense of clarity. It was the ultimate wake-up call. Back in February 2018, his whole world just came crashing down. He was diagnosed with brain cancer, and doctors gave him 5 years to live. I mean, can you imagine? Just a devastating blow. But here's the amazing part. Against all odds, thanks to a new clinical trial, he's here today. He's not just surviving, he's thriving. And that experience, it completely rewired his perspective. It wasn't an end. It was a wake-up call about what truly matters and how we use the time we've got. And this is the insight that changed everything for him. He said, sometimes you realize it's not just that you are playing the game wrong, it's that you are playing the wrong game the entire time. Suddenly, his mission wasn't about trying to patch up a broken system anymore. No, it was about building a whole new one. The goal wasn't to play the old game better. It was to invent a completely new game. So what does this new game even look like? Well, Bell argues that we don't need to invent some crazy new technology from scratch. All the pieces for this revolution, they're already out there. We just need to put them together. And to do that, we need to follow 3 new rules. Okay, so the vision for this new game, it stands on 3 simple but powerful pillars. Number 1, true student engagement, getting kids genuinely hooked on learning. Number 2, embracing AI, not as something to be scared of, but as an incredible partner. And number 3, and this one's huge, making learning joyful again. All right, rule number 1, genuine student engagement. This means we've got to break learning out of the 4 walls of a classroom, right? Imagine if we made hands-on learning in our communities the priority. Think about it. Libraries, museums, science centers, these places are literally built for exploration and discovery. That's how you spark a real, lasting love for learning. Rule number 2 is all about embracing AI. Now, a lot of people are scared AI is going to replace teachers, right? But that's the wrong way to look at it. We should see it as a tool that gives every single student their own personal tutor. Imagine an AI that learns how each kid learns, adapting to their pace. This frees up our amazing teachers to do what only humans can do: be mentors, guides, and foster that creativity and connection. And that brings us to rule number 3, which might just be the most important one of all. We have to make learning joyful. And I'm not talking about a pizza party once a semester. I mean, making joy a core, non-negotiable part of the whole experience. Because here's the secret. Joyful learners become lifelong learners. And those are exactly the people we need to navigate the future. And look, this isn't just some feel-good theory. It actually works. Take the Ron Clark Academy in Atlanta. They've built this incredibly joyful, innovative environment. And the result? A 100% graduation rate. Their students are absolutely crushing it, outperforming their peers all over the country. Or how about First Robotics? It's a program that basically turns learning into a sport of the mind. It is so much fun, so engaging, that an incredible 80% of the kids who do it go on to major in STEM in college. That's the proof right there. Joy gets results. So when you put it all together, real engagement, smart use of AI, and a whole lot of joy, you don't just end up with slightly better schools. What you get is a totally reimagined future. Because let's be real, this isn't just about getting better test scores. This revolution is about shaping the very world we want to live in. It's about raising a generation of thinkers and dreamers who won't just be handed our biggest problems, climate change, disease, you name it, but will actually have the skills and the drive to solve them. And that really leaves us with this one powerful question to think about. For more than a century, we've treated education like it's about filling a pail, just cramming kids' heads with facts. But what if it's not about filling a pail at all? What if education is about lighting a fire of curiosity, of creativity, of joy that can burn for an entire lifetime? Just imagine, what kind of world could that create?